Welcome to this video in which we introduce Chapter 4 of the EU-CEM Handbook, the European Common Evaluation Methodology for Connected, Cooperative and Automated Mobility, or CCAM. This chapter is essential for anyone involved in the evaluation of CCAM, as it provides detailed evaluation area-specific guidelines that build upon the generic evaluation planning guidance found in Chapter 3. Impacts of automated mobility are wide-ranging and multifaceted, encompassing both immediate direct effects and longer-term indirect consequences for the transport system and society as a whole. Chapter 4 expands the general evaluation planning framework by offering tailored guidance for 18 distinct evaluation or impact areas. These areas span 4 levels: vehicle, human, transport system, and the entire society. Considering different impacts on these 4 levels helps us understand the bigger picture and underlying interconnections. Let's briefly explore these areas. The vehicle level covers 2 evaluation areas: technical functioning and driving behaviour. Technical evaluation addresses the functioning of the software and hardware of a CCAM system, or in other words, how the system performs in operational use. Technical evaluation is distinct from validation and verification of the system. Those activities are expected to be completed before the technical evaluation begins. The driving behaviour impact area then addresses the driving dynamics of single vehicles with and without the CCAM system, by examining vehicle movements and the vehicle's interaction with the environment and other road users. The human level covers 3 evaluation areas: user, people mobility, and quality of life. User evaluation addresses the interaction of people with the CCAM system, their opinions, expectations, and awareness of the technology, and how they use it. Interaction with the system is understood broadly here. User evaluation may also address non-users, namely people who are affected by automated mobility but do not directly use it, such as pedestrians or users of non-automated vehicles. The people mobility impact area addresses how the CCAM system influences individuals' mobility choices by examining effects on availability, access, quality, suitability, and affordability of mobility options. People mobility refers to travel behaviour but also considers the reasons behind it, including opportunities and constraints that guide why and how people travel. The quality of life impact area then addresses the holistic effects of automated mobility on individuals' physical, mental, social, and financial well-being. It investigates the impact on being healthy and fit, having a positive mindset and life outlook, enjoying supportive relationships and belonging, and possessing sufficient financial resources to meet personal needs. On the level of transport system or traffic flow, the Handbook considers 7 impact areas: services and operation, logistics, transport activity and fleet composition, traffic safety, traffic flow efficiency, energy and environment, and accessibility. The services and operation impact area addresses the impacts of CCAM on the business models and operation of vehicle fleets and transport services, as well as on the operation of traffic management of the network. There is a separate impact area for logistics which addresses how CCAM affects the efficiency, effectiveness, and adaptability of the logistics process. It examines how it can change freight transport and material flows in supply chain processes. The transport activity and fleet composition impact area addresses the impacts of automated mobility on the total amount of realised travel and transport, as well as on the number and types of vehicles used. This level also includes several well-known impact areas. Among them is traffic safety, which addresses the impacts on the number of accidents or crashes and injuries of different severities. Traffic flow efficiency looks at the impacts on collective traffic patterns, travel times, and throughput on a road network. The energy and environment impact area addresses the impacts on energy use and on emissions of vehicles, air quality, and noise pollution. Finally, accessibility addresses the impacts of CCAM on the potential of population groups to reach destinations and services at different times of day, and the potential of businesses, facilities, and other activity centres to receive people and goods. The 4th viewpoint on impacts is the society level with 6 impact areas: land use, livability, economic activity and employment, socio-economics, equity, and sustainability. The land use impact area addresses the spatial and functional implications of automated mobility by examining its effects on land utilisation patterns, including infrastructure development. while the livability impact area addresses the impacts on the suitability or quality of living in the study areas. The economic activity and employment impact area addresses how CCAM influences economic development and labour dynamics by examining effects on overall economic vitality, on the evolution of businesses and the job market, and on skill requirements of the workforce. In addition, socio-economic impact assessment addresses the economic and societal implications of automated mobility by integrating and quantifying its diverse impacts as benefits and costs to assess its societal and economic value. The equity impact area addresses the fairness, impartiality and inclusivity of the CCAM system by examining how impacts are distributed across different population groups, regions or generations. As the distribution of benefits and burdens can vary across groups, areas and periods, identifying this variation is important for determining whether the impacts can be considered equitably distributed. The last impact area is sustainability, which addresses the implications of automated mobility on environmental integrity, social well-being and economic vitality. Sustainability impact assessment takes a holistic look at the impacts found. It examines the capacity of CCAM to meet current needs, while not compromising resource and opportunity availability for future generations. The EU-CEM makes a strong recommendation that all the evaluation activities reflect on their results from the viewpoint of sustainability, and should incorporate, where possible, indicators representing all three pillars of sustainability: environmental, societal and economic. To ensure that evaluations are comprehensive, comparable and grounded in best practices, Chapter 4 provides for each of these 18 impact areas a clear definition and guidance on how to approach assessment in this area. The area-specific introduction presents key concepts and outlines relevant theoretical background. The impact area-specific guidelines section starts with recommendations for a few common result indicators to be used across different evaluations, which enhances comparability between them. Next, impact pathways are shown. These pathways illustrate how changes caused by CCAM, assessed in other impact areas, affect the outcomes of this impact area. Mapping these cause and effect relationships helps to scope the evaluation by grounding it in established theories or empirical findings. Next, an overview of approaches and methods is given. Selection of methods depends on available resources. Therefore, different options are introduced with discussion on their strengths and limitations to support this selection. To learn from past experiences, each section ends with best practices to help you avoid common pitfalls. As you have seen in this video, the impacts of automated mobility go far beyond direct short-term effects. Therefore, evaluation should not just be about analysis of a narrow set of measurements. It should be about understanding the bigger picture. By following these guidelines, you contribute to high-quality, transparent and impactful evaluations that support the future-proof deployment of connected, cooperative and automated mobility solutions across Europe. For more detail and practical examples, consult the full EU-CEM Handbook.